Hello everyone. My name is Indumati Sanjeevi. I've been working with TCS NQT program for the last 1 year, and I've been working with TCS ION in education domain for the last 5 years. I've been associated with TCS for the last 15 years, and majorly in the domain of insurance and education. On behalf of TCS ION Direct, I welcome you all to webinar on the topic Careers in Digital Marketing 2.0. While surfing the internet, you would have come across various things like some cool and funny memes, sometimes useful, sometimes irritating ads, some viral videos, and some amazingly written blogs, mobile apps, etc. Do you ever wish of creating any of these? Yes, if your answer was an affirmative, then congrats, like you have been made your career choice, and that is career in digital marketing. One of the main reasons digital marketing career is so exciting is that because field is constantly evolving as different platforms are introduced. So let's understand the scope, new trends, and potential in digital marketing from our expert today. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome and introduce our speaker today for this session. Mr. Amitabh Sharma is founder and CEO, AMP Digital. He is entrepreneur, ex-Googler, and top 100 digital marketer in India, helping professionals and business win in the digital world through upskilling, strategizing, and executing on digital marketing. He has developed training programs at www.ampdigital.co and a news application at www.newsapp.io for the digital marketing community. He worked with millions of advertisers while at Google and a handful of brands and startups at AMP Digital. He has done PGDM in marketing and finance from Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. His next mission is to be a personal branding assistant that will help everyone to create and establish their brands online. Once again, warm welcome, Mr. Amitabh Verma, sir. It's our pleasure, honor to have you here. Mr. Amitabh Verma, sir, let's start asking about him, about his journey and how it has been so far in digital marketing space. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Indumati, for the warm welcome. And I'm really excited to be here and talking to all our young friends. I see a lot of comments as well. I see some of the people who have taken our programs. So welcome everyone. I'm very excited. As some of you may know, my journey with digital marketing as such started in 2006. Okay, when in 2006 I was working for ICICI Bank in the credit card sales teams. I would sell credit cards, and a part of the credit card sales I came across whatever is the backbone of e-commerce, how payments happen over the internet. So I had got some experience there, and that time Google was in India and they were looking at somebody to manage their kind of the wallet product that they had launched, payment products. At that time it was called Google Checkout, and that was the reason I got hired. So I got hired to manage the payment product because I had a payment background. And from there on, my journey started. And then I started working on multiple Google products, which are called consumer products, multiple Google products which are free, products like Google Search, YouTube. There was a product called Orkut that time, which is no more there, Gmail. So my job was initially my job was really to work with the product teams, with the marketing teams, and make sure that our products are well received by the users. So essentially supporting users, marketing to users, working with engineering, etc. That's what I did. And also one critical part was removing spam. All these internet, you go to YouTube, you go to all these places, there's a lot of spam, people are trying to spam us. So our team also tried to remove all the spam from all the products. That's how I started, and in the last 4 years I went on the advertising side of things, wherein I worked on the Google Ads side, and then me and my team of about 300 plus Googlers and about 3,000 people who were outsource working for companies like, like Accenture, etc. We would support all these small and medium advertisers in the world who would come to Google and who would sign up to advertise. So we would actually onboard them onto the Google platform. We would manage their accounts. We'll make sure essentially that they are getting the ROI, return on investment, from the programs, from the spends that they are making. So that was my first 7.5 years of journey with marketing. And then I started, my own company, Am Digital, because I thought that, like internet is becoming big. People are getting on the internet, but on one side, businesses are not able to make the full use of it. Like the things are changing fast. So we said that, we can do a little bit with the business. We can work with the business, help them get the most out of internet and marketing, etc. And also on the people side, we said that, look, there are a lot of people, there's a lot of things that can be done on the internet. You can create a business, you can find employment, you can do a lot of freelancing work. We said that, look, there are also lots and lots of people who also need a lot of skilling in digital skills, especially digital marketing skills. So that was the plan that we took on when we quit Google and started our company, that look, we should work with businesses, get them to do more business on the web, on the internet, through running advertising, running social media campaigns, through search engine marketing, through maintaining analytics, and then work with people, professionals, and make them really world class. Because that's what I saw at Google was, people who came and they were really at the cutting edge. Like Google, even now today, owns about 50% of the market share, and people there are really at the cutting edge. So that is what I saw. I said, look, people outside should also get there, and that's where we are using our experience to take the people and train them so that they really get to the, cutting edge. They become the best that they can be as far as digital marketing is concerned. So that's been our little journey. So currently now we are very, very focused to help people get the most out of digital marketing and the online world.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That answers the well said, and it answers the question. Currently, like 829 million Indians are expected to use the internet daily. So, as per the report published by IMRB, online advertising market in India is increasing by 30% year on year. So, according to you, what is digital marketing, and what are the various facets and scope of digital marketing from career perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question. At a very basic first principle level, the job of marketing, and now marketing is digital marketing. Like initially when we started, there was a marketing team and 5-10% was the digital. Like now is the other way around. The marketing team, 60% is digital, or 70% or 80% is digital, and maybe 10-20% is non-digital, right? Yeah. So what is the job of a marketer or the digital marketer? So the simple way I look at it is that, look, there are people who build products. There are people who build cars, who build Coca-Cola, who build softwares, who build Zomato, who build Google search, like YouTube. So there are a whole lot of people whose main occupation is building products. A lot of them tend to be engineers. Okay. And then on the other hand, there are people who will ultimately become the customers and users of the product. People who are going to view videos on YouTube, people who are going to order food on Zomato, people who are going to buy and sell on Amazon and Flipkart. Okay. So they are these two groups, the user and the buyer group, and the people who are creating these products group. And marketing is in the middle. Okay, so what our job is that you make the users meet the products, or the other way around, take the products, find the right users, figure out where they are, on which platform they are, and make sure that you create communication, that attracts the users and brings them and so that they try out the products and surveys, become used to it, buy it, and keep coming back and keep trying out. That is what marketing is all about. So marketing, we say, is a connections business. We are connecting users to the products and service. That's what essentially what we do as digital marketers.
Thank you, sir, for answering the same. And so, with people preferring internet companies over traditional retailers,
Yeah.
90% of Indian brands spend more than 15% of their marketing budget on digital marketing. So, what are the three latest trends that we are observing in digital marketing from industry perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, see, I think one data that actually you spoke about two data points in a previous question. You spoke about 800 plus million people who are now connected to the internet. Okay, and not very long ago. I mean, it's just 5-6 years ago. This number was 100 million. And somebody said 150 million. So, see, we are actually, in every 3-4 years, the number of people in India who are connected to the internet is doubling. And now we have reached a place wherein 50-60% of the adult population, or maybe even more, is like connected in some way or the form, using their mobile device or using a laptop, using their computers. So they're all connected. Now, the other thing that marketers do is that marketers chase the consumers. Marketers go where the users are. Now, earlier, users would be in cinema halls watching movies. Users will be in front of television sets. Users will be reading newspaper. Users will be walking around and looking at hoardings. And that is where the marketers were. Marketers were thinking about, what kind of ad to put in a newspaper, what kind of ad to put in a, a magazine, what is to do in our TV. But now TV has become a Netflix, or YouTube, a newspaper has become Google News online, food restaurants and going to the restaurants, we are actually ordering on Zomato. So the user has moved from offline to online. That is what has made the businesses take notice and say that, look, wherever you used to go early to find our users are not there. Users have moved from, traditional forms of, communication to now digital form. Okay. So that's the reason why the marketing spend has also shifted, and like you said that 15%, 90% of companies spend more than 15% of the marketing budget. I mean, if you actually come down, there's a good 50-60% of the companies will be spending now 40 to 50% of their budget, okay, in India. If you go abroad, this number is 80 to 90%. So 80 to 90% of the marketing budget is now spent on digital marketing. That's the reason why, even in the pandemic, last 1 year or so, if you look at how the traditional media has done, they're all struggling because the spends have come down, because nobody wants to advertise a newspaper because nobody is getting the newspaper. There's nobody inside a cinema hall. There's nobody walking around, So that shift has happened. So while those traditional forms of advertising, etc., has come down, the digital has actually gone up. So like you quoted 30% increase in digital marketing spend. If you compare it with the spend on television and others, except for IPL, you will see that they are declining. So it will be in minus. Okay. So just to get the perspective. So now the spends are more. So businesses are looking to actually get more online, trying out different platforms, etc. Okay. So now talking about what are the trends, now one good thing and which is also tends to be challenging in digital, because the landscape is changing very fast. A lot of our students would have experienced, TikTok. TikTok came as a wave and it went away also because of some regulatory issue. That's a separate thing. But there are many, in late 2000s, there was this Orkut, which was very, very famous. We thought as a Google product, we thought it's going to take over the market. And then you had the Facebook and the Instagram and Snapchat that really killed the product. So Orkut is no more there. Okay. So things change very fast. Okay. So in terms of trends, every year you will see something new is happening, while some of the older things continue to be there. Okay. So from that perspective, if I have to actually think about a few trends, I would say that there's a lot of new exciting things which is happening using voice. You know, if you look at it, if you look at the evolution, earlier we would write and read, read newspaper, read magazines, so the blogs, the very text-heavy websites. Then came the images. The websites also became very nice images. Then the video came. We said, okay, the long form video, YouTube, the short form video, which is there on a TikTok, etc. There's also like long form blogging, short form blogging. Now the move is towards voice. Okay, so a lot of people now like to listen in because they find it to be less obstructive. So when you are actually watching a video, your eyes, yours, everything has to be focused. But when let's say that you are driving, you are walking, you're doing your exercise, you're running, that time people feel that it's easier to listen into podcast, talk to somebody over a phone using our headphones. So one trend is that voice-based products have increased, and the latest product is Clubhouse. If you have not experienced Clubhouse, I would suggest everyone to go and experience Clubhouse. It's a way wherein you create rooms and you discuss topics and themes. In that Clubhouse, it's a voice-based thing. Everyone speaks by turn, and there is some way to moderate. Okay, so that is one. Second is, I feel that voice is going to go up, and as a marketers, we need to leverage that. Second trend, in this kind of a thing, in digital marketing, is on the automation side of things. Because we have also seen that there's a lot of advances which is made in artificial intelligence, in building bots, and they are doing a lot of heavy lifting. A lot of things that people used to do, like chat bots, personalization. Now websites, one website, if 5 of us go to the same website, it has now the ability to show different information based on where I'm logging in from, what my demographics is, and then product recommendation. You go to Amazon.com, you sign in. The first page for you and me will look very different. It will have the product recommendation for me versus product recommendation for you. It will show me my orders versus your orders. So the websites, the apps, that experience is much more personalized. A lot of work is now being done using automation, and which is helping in reduce a lot of the manual labor kind of work that we used to do. So that's the second thing, is on the automation side, which is being used using AI and stuff like that. I think these are the two major changes which are happening. Now, what is the same? And I want to tell you something is, what is same is that people still go to Google and search. Okay, a lot of the product purchases still start from Google. Okay, and from there they find websites, or they look at the ads, and they go and make the purchase. Okay, so what I would say, it's not a new trend, it's been a trend for the last 10 years, is that Google is still the king. So if you want to specialize in digital marketing, there's no way you can be successful without understanding the search ecosystem, which is the SEO side, search ad side. Now there's a lot of local products and local, like Google, GMB, etc. There's a lot of Google and local and stuff like that. I would say that those are the three things that one should be observing very, very closely as far as our trends are concerned.
Yeah. Well said. So how did you choose digital marketing as a career, and how you became a successful person? Is digital marketing the same value as other sectors?
Yeah. So see, when I completed my MBA, I passed out in 1999. Okay, and Google as a company started in 1997 or 1998. So when I passed out, there was nothing called digital marketing. Okay, so in a way, I have seen this entire industry evolve. As an industry, this is just a 20-year-old industry. Okay, and Google launched so initial 4 or 5 years, Google was just like a search engine with no advertising, nothing. In 2001, they started with their advertising product. So marketers can go and put up their ads and start selling something. So net, this is a 20-year-old industry, okay? And we have had the good fortune of seeing it right from inception and see how it has evolved. Okay, so that gives a little bit of perspective. Now, the other question that you asked is that, does digital marketing have a weight? How is it as a career option? I would want to just, just what you should do is that just look around yourself and look at the companies which are in the limelight in the last 5 or 10 years from the perspective of which are these companies which are employing a lot of people, which are these companies which are spending a lot of money that you see them in newspapers or you see them, like in apps. Which are the companies? Then which are the companies you're using every day? You will get the answer. Okay, you will see that a lot of the products that we use every day, there are some apps, there are some video sites. We are spending 4 or 5 hours on Facebook and on YouTube, etc. So till the time we users spend 4 or 5 hours on the digital products, digital marketing is not going to go anywhere. Okay, it's only going to grow. That is one. Number two is companies. If you look at which are the companies which have been successful, yesterday and today's paper is full about Zomato. Great success story. Okay, like 9,000 crore IPO, right? I mean, for companies like Zomato, or any app-based company, if you look at, except for people who are delivering stuff, if you look at the people who sit in the offices, you will find that there are only 2 types of people broadly. One are the engineering people, like I said, who are coding, who are writing the codes. And then there are the sales and marketing people who are trying to grow the audience, increase the number of app downloads, who are writing those funny one-liners, notifications that we keep getting, who are creating the ads. So they are the people who are getting more users, engaging with the users. And if somebody attracts, if somebody goes out, then they are trying to bring them back. Okay, all these people, and I'll tell you what these companies are. You look at the Flipkart. I'm just talking about the Indian companies. You look at the Flipkart. You like Zomato. Meesho is another one too much in limelight today. It's a it's a WhatsApp-based marketing product. So all these are predominantly marketing-driven companies, and they would deploy thousands of marketing, not 1 or 2. In all these companies. Okay, so the future is bright. Okay, the space is evolving, is changing, but the future is really exciting and very bright. And this is the right time to get in there because you will get a lot of opportunities. It's evolving, it's a little maturing. So there are people who can help you handle. When we got into digital marketing, we had to figure it out ourselves because we didn't have seniors who have worked for 5 years, right? It started in front of us. But now there will be some people who can handhold you, guide you. Through training programs, you can learn. And so what I learned in my 10-15 years of digital marketing, we try to tell people in 3 or 4 months of our training program, right? So in a short span of time, you can learn a lot and then you can go out and practice and get good jobs and opportunities, okay? So net is a great, place to be in. This is the right time if you want to go into it.
Thank you, sir. The question is, what are the chances of digital marketing getting automated using AI in the near future?
Yeah. See, lot of the manual work will get automated, okay, in some time in the future. And it's not that it's started to happen right now. Actually, if you think about it, Google search that we have been seeing, we have been working. And there's nobody who is sitting at the end, we had this funny incident where somebody asked a small, 5-6-year-old boy, he has experienced search. So he said, when we actually type in a search, there's somebody sitting on the other side sending us the results. Somebody looks at the result and they figure out the website, then send you. That would have been really a manual Google search, okay? But Google search is automated. And I can tell you there's a lot of artificial intelligence being used. And it's not today, it's been happening for the last 15 years. Okay. In fact, that's the whole basis of search, etc. Because they automated it. But if you look at how many people does just the search and the ads on the search deploy, I can tell you that it will be about 1 lakh people who are directly inside Google. I can tell you that there will be about 10 to 20 lakh people who are employed outside of Google working on the search. And 10, 20 lakh is like underestimation. Okay. And you're talking about a product which is fully automated, so I'll tell you that a lot of things will get automated, but automation will create jobs. Okay. And those jobs that are going to be created will be more interesting jobs. I mean, just think about this Google search. If your job was to sit at one table and look at what people are asking and then figure out from a database and build your list of websites and keep sending it and do it 1 lakh time in a day, I mean, how boring will it be, right? Very repetitive and boring, right? So that work is being done. So we get to do some interesting work, like creating interesting ads, creating funny ads, creating interesting ads, engaging with the customers, doing webinars like this. So we get to do a lot of fun activities. And the reason is that a lot of these manual, boring work is now being automated. This will continue, and I'll tell you that we are happy that this will continue. They should do more of it, okay? And because of 2 things, like I said, and you should mark my words, all automation creates more jobs than it takes away jobs. Number 1. Number 2 is that automation takes away the boring jobs. Okay, so we get to work on all interesting jobs. Okay, so net AI is only a boon to digital marketing and in general. I feel they have done a really yeoman service. Okay, without which we wouldn't have progressed so far. Without which a Google search wouldn't be so intelligent and giving us the right answer all the time and helping us learn so much faster and better, right? And saving our time, right? So that's my answer to this AI question.
Yeah, so that answers it. Hope it answers, and it's really not a risk. AI is not a risk, and it's a boon to digital marketing. So according to a survey, there are like 4 lakh plus upcoming digital marketing jobs in India. So just wanted to know what are the 3 key skill sets that are required to identify his capability and to pursue a career in digital marketing. So please throw some light on the required qualifications and how to achieve them.
Digital marketing is really made of people from multiple backgrounds. Okay, it has engineers who have learned computer science who are there. It has a civil engineer guy who's also there. It has an arts and commerce person who is also there. It has people who have not even graduated who are also there, right? 12 pass, who are doing extremely well. Okay, and a lot of the founders, you will hear that they've they quit their college to start the company. The reason is that a formal qualification is not needed for you to do that. That's one. Okay, and number 2 is that there is a place for everyone. Because in digital marketing, we do variety of work, starting, and that is the second part of the question. What skill set? So what we have to do is that at the first place that we have to build a web presence. What is a web presence is? Like a presence, like a website, a Facebook page, a LinkedIn account, a Pinterest account, a blog. So first part is that you have to build a web presence. And web presence requires a lot of good writing skills. You need to write content, etc. Be creative, be funny, etc. That's one part of the story. Second part of the story is that once that is being done, then you have to think about promoting it. Taking that content and putting it in front of the users. Okay, how do you do that? Is at first at a zero cost is organic ways. Like free ways. And one way is like you understand how Google's algorithm works. Make sure your website is showing up on Google, so people find you on Google and they come to your website. Other ways, there are multiple other ways, like social media. Like you can be found on social media groups. You can have a social media page, whatever. And again, people will come. Google My Business, Maps, the whole lot of things. Then there is a ads part of it. If you are not getting too much of traffic from search, etc., you want to create and run ads. Okay, pay money to somebody to show ads, the right audience at the right price, at the right place and time. So you need to run, understand how to create, run, manage advertising. Then there is also like building communities. Okay, that also is skill. Like on Facebook community, Instagram community, etc. Where there you need to be really somebody who loves interacting, engaging with people. You need to have good communication skills. Then the other thing is analytics and measurement. Whatever you are doing on the digital side of things, the best part is that everything can be measured to the last detail. So somebody needs to be there to capture all the data, to present it to us, so that we are able to figure out whatever we are doing, whether it's working or not working. Okay? So there is a person who will do a lot of analytics. He needs to or she needs to be good with numbers, good with Excel sheets, understand the numbers, ratios, percentages, etc. Okay? Yeah, so on one side, you need content creators, then search engine optimizers, search engine marketers, then you have social media marketers, community managers, and then web analytics, right? And even in that, there are multiple small areas which are coming in. There's a meme marketing and stuff like that, right? So multiple skills are required to be successful. But when you are starting, you need not have all the skills. You can say that, look, I have done my arts or commerce or engineering. I love writing. So you may start as a content writer. And as you go along the way, you will learn the other things and then you move up the ladder. I did not spoke about the other skill, which is like, strategy skills, building a digital marketing strategy, planning, project management, because a lot of these are run as projects and they need to be executed. So those are the things that kind of skills that are required. So there are training courses, like we run some training courses on digital.co. You can come and check it out. So start with the training course. Another step would be that you do a internship or something to get a flavor of things, or you start working. You find a job, you start working, and therein you hone your skill. So a lot of this skill can be learned on the job. Okay. So do a course and get started. That would be my suggestion and advice to you.
So yes, sir. So thank you. So again, from your wide experience, please let us know what companies look for in a candidate for different positions of digital marketing.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great question. So see, I mean, like you said in your question, different positions look for different things. Okay. So if you are applying for a web analytics role or role which has a lot of web analytics, they will look at for some basic number skills. Can you understand what is bounce rate and stuff? Like, can you implement Google Analytics on a website? Can you pull out reporting, etc.? If you are going in for a SEO kind of a role, which is also about optimizing the website. SEO has two things. One is the content. Like you have to look at the content. A lot of SEOs do not write the content, but they look at the content and make sure that the content is search engine friendly. Okay, so they organize the content, tag the content, they make sure that the content is of the right format, etc. Then you also have to look at the platform, like the website, and make sure that the website is engaging, website is fast, loads fast, has got a good user interface. So if you're applying for a SEO job, those are the things that they would want to look at in you. Are you a content person? Can you understand websites, etc.? And in some cases, if you know a little bit of an HTML, CSS, is going to help you there. Okay, that's on SEM roles like search engine marketing, online advertising. It's a mix of being creative and communication and a little bit of analytics. because you have to run campaigns, look at data, optimize bids, and see what is working best for you. Okay. Then social media is a lot more about, like your ability to be creative, your ability to connect with people, to excite people, and to do it over and over and over and over again. Like your ability to create short videos, design a little bit of a nice post, come up with creative ideas. So on a social media side, creativity is really at the premium. If you're a really creative person, if you're somebody who makes other people laugh, etc., or who loves to connect, engage, who has a good fan following, you can look at, like social media marketing.
So thank you, sir. So that answers and it nails down exactly what is being expected by the corporates. What is this average salary range of jobs in digital marketing and sector? It is from 2 to 6.5 lakhs per annum. So what are the different roles in digital marketing field? How does it reflect in our remuneration?
Yeah, exactly. So what you said, 2 lakh onwards, is for somebody who's getting into the digital marketing domain, right? But if you have got some experience, if you look at what is the CMO gets, like in an industry, they would run in crores. Okay. So you start at, and this is how it is in any industry, you start small and then you move up the ranks, right? And then you grow. So sky is the limit as far as the maximum goes, but minimum is around those levels and areas.
What are the difficulties you faced in the marketing journey, and how did you overcome from these difficulty situations?
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of the path, a lot of the lead generation, a lot of the driving online sales. Okay, what is happening is that a lot of companies and industries who haven't done it till now are now getting online. Okay, and some of these guys are very niche. They say, look, I only give or I only sell to somebody who grows potatoes. Like I make a pesticide which is used in potato farming, for example. Now they want to sell this online. Okay, so the challenge is that how do you online figure out and target your communication to people who are engaged in potato farming, okay, across India, right? So you see that, if you have a broader product to sell, like say if you are selling a book which everyone can read, I think it's a little easier. But as the nicheness of the products becomes sharp, okay, that it's used only by a very select few of the users, and then you have to find them. I think that's one of the challenges, okay? And that will only grow because there are multiple types of products which are coming in. Some products are very, very sharply defined target audiences, okay? Like I just gave an example, just a fictitious example, but let's say somebody comes up with a pesticide for a potato grower and say, now run digital marketing and get me more customers, okay? So that is the typical kind of challenge that you can see. Or somebody will say that, look, I want to sell my book. My book is for 500 rupees. I make 200 rupees as a profit. Okay, but when I'm running the campaign to sell my one 500 rupee book, I have to spend 600 rupees. Okay, so I'm at a loss. So can you help me cut down my cost of customer acquisition? And can you help me sell profitably using digital marketing? Okay, so I'm just giving you some flavor of the challenges that we are going to face. Okay, now how do you solve these challenges? That's the other part. Now solving, there is no fixed path, because this is a new area. It's very likely that you are the only guy who's selling pesticide to the potato guy. Okay, so you have to find your own way out. Okay, and the best way to do it is by experimentation. So you have to take some budget, like whosoever you're working for. You have to say, look, first I'm going to experiment and try out. There is a Facebook platform, there's a LinkedIn platform, there's a Google platform. There are so many different platforms, and there are multiple groups. There may be a potato grower group in some place. Maybe there are some channels on YouTube which talk to potato growers. They give tips on how to make the potato big so that you can sell the potato to Lay's potato chips, whatever. So you have to figure out where those people are, and the only way to do it by experimentation. So you have to experiment, try out multiple things, measure which one is working, which one is not working, discard the things which are not working, and focus on things which are working, and then move forward. Okay, that's the only way in which you are going to solve problems. And that is also a good thing and a bad thing. Like, good thing is because it keeps you engaged, it keeps you challenged all the time. Okay, and the bad thing is that there's no fixed path. So you have to think about it and then build it out. Okay, so that's how you go about being successful in the digital marketing domain.
How has the pandemic impacted digital marketing?
Yeah, very good question. Yes, so I'll try to quickly answer it. See, what has happened during the pandemic is that our movement was limited, restricted. A lot of things actually shut down. So we were. So what happened is that we were actually forced to be at home, and a lot of things that we normally did, like walking onto the mall, going to the neighborhood store to buy certain things, go to the cinema hall once in a while, for entertainment, get together at a friend's place and have fun. Learning, go to the school and college and study. A lot of these things were suspended, right? So it gave, so a lot of these are suspended. So a lot of people moved online. So all the classes started happening online. All the buying, started happening online. So e-commerce really went up. All the paying money, transactions started happening online. Rather than giving out cash, you started using app, etc. People shifted to watching a lot of Netflix, Prime, YouTube. Okay, so e-commerce, content, they really went up. So we say that we actually took a leap in terms of digital adoption. A lot of people were sitting on the fence and hadn't adopted, say, e-commerce. They were still going. They had to by force adopt e-commerce. And when they adopted e-commerce and then they did some purchases, they found out how easy it is. Even a few months, you would get all our medicines from our normal medicine store. You would walk there, and but in the last few months, we started ordering from 1mg and other things. Then we realized, oh my God, it's so easy. Just go on an app and place your order and get delivered. Once we realized all that we have a broader selection, we became hooked on to this. Okay, and because we became hooked on, a lot of the marketing also actually started happening on this. So if at all pandemic, if it has impacted digital marketing, it has impacted in the positive way because people have moved online, digital. Marketing has moved online and digital. That's where you see numbers like 30-40% increment in digital marketing, though the spends would have come down in the other industries, right? A lot of the industries were closed, etc. But overall, on an average, this industry is really growing, and the pace of growth has actually accelerated. It's growing at a faster pace even during bad times. So when there is a good time, I feel that it's going to grow and it is going to reach even more people, grow even faster.
Yeah, so thank you, sir, for you sharing your opinion, and I'm sure with your valuable views, our viewers, surely they would have got benefited, and now they may get an idea about digital marketing. With your key insights, we understood that there are numerous opportunities in this field.
Yeah, thank you, Indumati and everyone at TCS for organizing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.